never too early to talk National Football League. It's always on the top of our mind. And Anita, the last couple of weeks around the NFL have been crazy, much like this NCAA tournament. So now that we have kind of had some time to sit back, decompress, and take in all of the big-name players that have moved from different teams to other teams, been traded, of course have a draft coming up, all these combines and whatnot that we're seeing. Let's take a look at the market from our perspective in a segment we call Stock Up, Stock Down. Which two teams, in your estimation, Anita, have one, done the most to help themselves in their stock, and two, done the most to tank their stock? I'll let you start, and we'll go good news first. Which team, Anita Marks, to you, has done the most to improve their stock so far this offseason?
This was difficult, and I'm curious to know if it was as difficult for you as it was for me, because free agency was bananas, and there were so many teams that really improved themselves. But to me, no team better than the Denver Broncos. First and foremost, the obvious, right? Bringing in Russell Wilson. But it goes beyond Russell Wilson. We know what he can do as a quarterback, but to align him with Nathaniel Hackett, and the way Hackett, I believe, the offense that he's going to implement in Denver at Mile High with the weapons now that Russell Wilson's going to be able to work with, the play action, the taking shots deep. Russell Wilson, one of the best accurate passers of 20 yards or more. I just think this is a marriage made in heaven. And then on top of that, defensively, bringing in Randy Gregory and aligning him with Bradley Chubb, they have a chance of having the top 5 defense in the NFL. Broncos are the real deal in the AFC West now. And I would say the AFC West now is the most competitive division in all of professional sport, Tyler.
Yeah, now look at us. We're back on track here, Boo, because I'm exactly with you. The Denver Broncos, they have their stock up more than any team relative to what we saw in 2021. And it's very simple. No team in the NFL made a more drastic improvement at the most important position, not just in the NFL, but in all of sports. If you have a quarterback like Russell Wilson, you are a contender. And then you look at the rest of the roster around that. There's pieces on offense. You know how I feel about Javonte Williams. I think he's going to be a stud with Russell under center. Judy, Sutton, Hamler, Patrick, Alberto, decent offensive line, defensive talent that Vic Fangio coached like Patrick Surtain and Bradley Chubb, adding Randy Gregory. So, yeah, I absolutely agree. I don't know if they're going to win the division because they're so competitive, but they improved their stock the most, and that was the point of this assignment. On the other side, what stock is plummeting in your eyes so far this offseason, Anita?
For me, it's the Green Bay Packers. And, the fact that they've been able to lock down Aaron Rodgers to come back is great. But what's Aaron working with right now? Lazard is his number 1 wide receiver. Not only does he lose Devontae Adams, but he also loses MVS, by the way. And MVS was the receiver that would really stretch the field for the Green Bay Packers. So, for me, now granted, in the draft, they've got 2 number 1s, 2 number 2s. This is a very deep draft, especially at the wide receiver position. But here's the thing, Tyler. It takes a lot for Aaron Rodgers to trust a wide receiver. So even if the Green Bay Packers go out and get, let's say, 2 stud wide receivers, it's going to take a hot minute for Aaron Rodgers to truly get into a rhythm, a vibe with the wide receiver, especially if it's a rookie. So for me, it's the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, I'm not surprisingly going with an NFC team because it feels like almost every AFC team got stronger while pretty much every NFC team got worse this offseason. But I'm going to the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys stock is down tremendously to me. They had a really, really good team last year. Remember, they had the best ATS record in the NFL. And then they flamed out in disappointing fashion against the San Francisco 49ers. And I think their roster got a lot worse this offseason. Amari Cooper gone. Cedric Wilson gone. I know they brought back Michael Gallup, but he's coming off injury. So Dak Prescott's weapons got worse. They lost Randy Gregory. They lost La'el Collins. That means their D-line got worse. That means their O-line got worse. They also could not get rid of Ezekiel Elliott's contract, so that means he's going to keep taking away carries from the guy behind him who is way better than him right now in Tony Pollard. And then, for some reason, they hired Brian Schottenheimer to their offensive staff. Brian Schottenheimer, I know his dad was a good offensive coach, but Brian Schottenheimer has done nothing in his NFL career to keep earning these opportunities. And I think that actually makes their offense worse by bringing someone like Schottenheimer aboard, who hasn't helped any offense that he's joined ever since he started coaching. So luckily for the Cowboys, they play in the NFC East, but their stock is way down compared to a season ago with what I see from their roster this year.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.